preach a little bit tonight. So tonight I'm going to church a little bit on you, but I'm not doing my best. I'm not going to try to convert. So Mr. Berg, I'm ready to start when you're ready, sir.
Yes, almost ready, sir.
Good evening, Naja Ray, Mark Smith, Ronald Smith, Daniel Higgins, Rufus Jones, good evening. Curtis St. Louis, Vincent Mohammed, good evening to all the folks who joined us on the call. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are live from my Facebook page as well. Jamal Sumter, Finance Parkinson, Tracy Adams, Sonia Archer, Eric Teray Mohammed, good evening. Alan Bowden, Ruda Mohammed, Merrill Anderson, man, we on this call this evening. Good evening, folks. Okay. Mr. Berger, let me know when you say it's ready to go, I'm ready to go.
We are ready for you, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Well, look, folks, this evening, I was thinking about this topic this evening. I wanted to cover something because I think where we are is we've been talking a lot about the dreams, the goals, and focus, and the next 90 focus. And so I've been getting quite a few phone calls from people asking me questions like, how do you maintain focus? How do you not get discouraged when it should be discouraging? How do you not get discouraged when people run off? How do you not get discouraged when people don't pay attention? How do you not get discouraged when people are not as committed as you are? Especially after 37 years that Val and I have been in this business. And so I wanted to cover some subjects this morning, this evening. And I'm trying to focus and take you down a road here that I hope will give you some information that will help stabilize you in the business and make you more professional about what you're doing in the business. So let me get started. First, I'm always talking about is what I always talk about all the time. Everything, number one, starts with the dream, folks. So I'm assuming, see, this is a leadership call. So I'm just going to assume that you all have a dream. You all know what you would do with the money. You all know why you're doing it. And hopefully most of you who are leaders on this live stream have a dream that's bigger than self. And yes, I'm excited today because all those folks who stepped out on faith and got E-points, who got E-points back in January and February, and then woke up this morning to money actually downloaded on their MasterCard, what I like to call surprise money, put on their MasterCard from Carabas International. I mean, I don't know what they say, man. We got a gold stimulus package just delivered to us just like that, okay, from Carabas International. But here's the key. Those who had the dream 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, or 2 months ago, who stepped out on faith and do the things that Dr. Harold Seitz has recommended we do and just follow those things. I mean, we don't necessarily have a clear cut. I remember getting so many questions. Mr. Delco as well got so many questions about what we're gonna do with the E-points. When the system's gonna be up to make the E-points convertible to get a laptop or to get a KBC or to get all these things. And we kept saying, man, all that stuff is in the works. Dr. Harold Seitz is working out. We used to say, let Dr. Harold Seitz do what they do. Let Carabas do what they do. And those who stepped out on faith, we saw the rewards of stepping out on faith today, this morning. Okay, those who stepped out on faith 9 years ago when they launched this company have seen tremendous rewards. Those who stepped out on faith 5 years ago went to work, they saw tremendous rewards. Those who step out on faith, you are rewarded, folks, for your faith. That's what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is free work until the rewards come. It's free work, your work for free, your labor for free. But when the rewards come, they come pressed down, run over, they blow you away. Before I get started, Mr. Delco, you're available. I wish you'd unmute your phone because Mr. Delco said something today that just blew us away. I said, look, I don't need any more validation by Dr. Harold Seitz. Okay, I've been here 6 years, and every single act I've seen this man do has been designed to put more money, to liberate more people, to create more freedom for more people around this world than anything I've ever seen one man do in my 65 years on this planet. And I said, so when Dr. Harold Sykes create a multi-pack, I get one. Dr. Harold Sykes to get a premium pack, I get one. He said get a VIP, I got one. It didn't matter to me. I've been doing that for 6 years, and I have rewarded literally beyond my wildest imagination. I said, I don't know what people need to hear. Mr. Delco made a statement this afternoon that sort of blew me. He said, having Dr. Harold Sykes as CEO of this company is like having a brother or a best friend calling. Go ahead, Mr. Delco, you break it down, please. And I'm gonna get into what I want to talk about today. Go ahead.
I'll try to say it like I said earlier, but I said having Dr. Sykes as a business partner is like having a professional broker. Is like a professional broker is your best friend or family member, and every time they get ready to do a trade, they just call you and say, hey, come on, let's do this trade. They've done all the education, they've done all the work, they've got all the background and the history, they've got the winning trades history, and they just say, you know what, you don't need to worry about learning all that. I got you. Just look, I'm about to dump $1 million in this trade. I know you only got 1,000. Bring your 1,000. I'm gonna dump my 1 million. We're gonna win this trade. And then you get in the trade, you take your profit, you say, okay, we're done with that trade. Let's go to the next one. That's literally the lifestyle we've been living over the last 6 years. It's outrageous. I mean, literally, it hit me hard today too, where I looked in the back office and I saw somebody in the leadership group chat that they said, thank you for paying the E-points. I was like, whoa, E-points. And I started looking, I didn't see them. And then I went to my MasterCard, I said, wow. Then I went to Monisha's MasterCard. Whoa, then our business accounts. Wow. And then I had to train today, amazingly, at 12 o'clock. I said, hey guys, before we get started, you guys go look at your MasterCards and see if you got your gold stimulus check. They're like, what? Yeah, you probably got hundreds or thousands, maybe tens of thousands, depending on how much action you took, how quickly. You probably got a bunch of money added to your privately issued MasterCard. And then about 1 minute later, it's like, oh my God, me. Matter of fact, let's do it again. Those of you that saw extra money on your MasterCard today, type me in the chat room. Back to you, Mr. Beth.
Woo. Me. Look at that, me. Woo. Me. Wow, me, all over the place. Me. Man, please. Okay. I mean, come on. Now, the question to ask all these folks, Mr. Delco, did they understand the multi-pack when they came out in January? No. Did they truly understand how it was going to work? No. Did you have a clear-cut vision of how it's going to transfer the E-points and turn those into money? No. Wait a minute. There was never any illusion that your E-points would be converted into money anyway. They said it could be used to buy a KBC coin, or maybe used to buy a laptop, or used to acquire more phones. And Dr. Sykes, in his vision and compassion, said, hey, man, people have been off work now for 30 days. What they need more than that is they need cash. And for those folks who have participated, for those who stepped out on faith, he put money on a MasterCard and didn't ask permission, didn't ask for a vote, didn't ask you if you needed. He just loaded it on the card. Okay? I'm sitting there, I'm oblivious, because see, I'm a professional. I'm gonna say this one more time because this is gonna lead to my point. I do the same things every single day, folks. I'm not hot one day, cold one day, hot one day, cold one day. I'm just networking every single day. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But let me tell you something. I'm just minding my phone call. Okay? About 4:45, I get this phone call from Bruce Stevens. Bruce Stevens says, hey man, can you explain this 10 cents we get for these E-points? And I said, whoa, I don't know nothing about that, man. He said, yeah, man, we got paid today for E-points. I said, what? I said, man, he said, you must not be plugged in. He said, Mr. Delco told us 12 o'clock. I said, no, man, I missed the 12 o'clock presentation. I was tied up. He said, yeah, man, I hadn't even been in my back office to see it. So as soon as, of course, we hang up, man, I go to my back office. Money on my MasterCard, money on Vast MasterCard, money on, I said, Man, you can't tell me nothing about Karatbars. 37 years in this industry, I've never gotten surprise money by any CEO, by anybody. And I was CEO 3 times, I've never sent out surprise money. I was waking up, whoa, where that money come from? This is what you have in your hands, folks. Okay? So what's the challenge? All we're doing is signing for free, saving gold, exchanges declining paper dollars, this stuff right here, this stuff we love to worship. We're changing this, okay, for gold. And teaching other people to do the same thing. And how do we teach them to do it? By driving them to the 9 o'clock presentation, which you just saw this past hour. We're doing them 6 days a week and a training on Sunday. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home. Man, this program, the timing, God has, okay, I want to start preaching. It's been orchestrated for this time right now. For us. Man, if you show this thing to somebody right now and they don't get it, you've got to understand your role. Let me talk about your role for a minute, because, man, I've been waking up 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, man, and the Spirit been saying, yeah, you got to take some time. I need to talk to you for a minute. And so I've been like, I love Matthew anyway. Matthew is just, I love Matthew. When I read the scripture, I love Matthew. So I'm not trying to preach for the non-Christian folks. Don't get caught. I'm not trying to, anyway, just hang in here with me for a minute. Because I love truth. And so I'm going to share some truth with you. It says, and so I wrote down what I'm talking about. Everybody got a dream. Everybody believe. You got to believe. Those who are on this call, I know you're believers. But that's the first part of this business. Okay? I want to say you want to become a professional network, meaning that I don't go build a business. Mr. Delk and I was talking about this just I know I'm going to get to my point. Let me get to my point. I don't go out to build a business. I don't get more and say, let me go build my business. My business is who I am. This is who I am. I don't go out to meet prospects. I go out to meet people and make friends. We're in the people business. When I go out to meet, I go out to meet people and make friends. If they decide to join me, it's great. If they don't decide to join me, I still may want to be their friend. See, I'm not out head hunting. This is who I am. This is what I do, is connect to people. And believe me, folks, we are born genetically inclined to connect with other human beings. They said, in fact, if you withhold a touch from a baby when that baby's first 6-7 months, that baby will be psychologically damaged for life if you don't touch that child. We are designed for human contact. We're designed to touch. We're designed to connect. We're designed to communicate. We're designed to empathize with each other. That has to almost be bred out of us because it's naturally inside of us. Okay? So what we're trying to do is get you back to a natural state of order where we walk out and look at each other and smile and say hello to another human being. That's what network is all about. Okay? And so I don't network. I don't build a network. Once I saw this business, I was like a fish in water. I said, man, this is who I am. I love meeting people. I love sitting alone. I love meeting people, all backgrounds, all ages. I love talking to people. I love listening to people. Now, I know this, like you said, well, that's not who I am, and I don't want to change. Well, this may not be for you. Because if you decide you want to make big money in this business, in this industry, some change is required. That's just the truth. Paul Zane Pilzer said a long time ago, your ability to learn, to change, and adapt is your future. He said this in the mid-'80s. Your ability to learn, to change, and adapt is your future. We live in a time of unprecedented change, hyper change. Think about how much Karatbars has changed in the last 6 years. Man, this thing has changed a bunch. And those who can roll with those changes, they make it. So this is about you becoming a networker. Well, what is a networker? Watch this. Oh my God. Okay, this is the stuff that scripture messing me up. So I got to read this. Mr. Duggan, please feel free to jump in here, man. Don't let me go off on a rant too much, okay? The first thing I want to say is it says, watch this now. Okay, chapter 13, verse 3 says, and he spoke many things unto them in parables, saying, behold, a sower went forth to sow. See, that's who we are. We are sowers, and we need to understand that. You're not a gold salesperson. You're a sower of truth. You're in the marketplace educating people about the truth about money. Gold is money. That's just the truth. You're not trying to sell them on gold. You're not trying to sell them to get in Karatbars. You're trying to educate them about the truth. And when they've been educated about the truth, if they are listening, they'll make the proper decision. You don't have to sell somebody to sign for a free application and to transfer gold a true store of value, a true store of work, a true tier 1 asset. You should have to sell a person to do that. That's just common sense. So what are we? As networkers, we are soars. He said a soar, okay, went forth. A soar. That's what we are as networkers, and we need to understand that. And when he sowed, some seed fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them. Some fell upon many stony places. I know many of you heard this before, but I want you to apply this to your business. Some fell on stony places where they had not much earth. They sprung up. They were all excited for a month. They were all excited for 2 weeks until their mama told them no, their sister told them no, their best friend told them no. Then they withered by the wayside and they was gone. Okay? They were just gone. Okay? Some fell among thorns. They got negative friends. They keep hanging around with negative friends, wondering why they can't grow. They can't grow because they're not feeding themselves the nourishment required to grow. I mean, this is scripture. They're among thorns. Who's a thorn? A thorn that said you can't do it and never will. You can't amount anything and never will. And you keep being fed by those same people instead of saying you can do this. It's possible in your life you're being fed by the thorns in your life. Okay? But oh my God, some fell on good ground. Now see, you can't determine what good ground is by looking at them. Okay, I can see Mr. Dalco walking down the street and say, boy, that's good ground right there, go get him. I couldn't see Tanisha Glasgow on the street and say, man, that's good ground, go get him. Mr. Dalco was in church today, he didn't see Roger Williams and say, man, I think that's good ground, go get him. The only thing you can do as a sower is to plant the seed. And some seed. He say plant the good ground. He says some fell on good ground. You got to hear this now. You planting. You wonder why. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I need to perfect my skill. Maybe I need to talk like Mr. Dalco or get good like Rodney Berger or get, no. You plant the seed and some of the seed you're going to plant is going to fall on fertile ground. See, this is stuff that anchored me for 37 years. I got to the place, I don't get excited. When people get in the business, they get excited, don't get excited. I'm at that place, I don't get any emotion with it. My emotion stays right here all the time. I don't go up here, they can get in back, spend 20,000, I don't go, yay! I'm right here. Why? Because I don't know what ground that seed fell on, and the indication of the package they bought is not an indication of the seed. See, Dante Taylor was fertile ground. Regardless of what package he started with, Mr. Mike Delco started with a silver package. Good God Almighty. What if I say, well, that's not fertile ground? He didn't get a VIP. That's not fertile ground. You don't know what, man, please stop me now. I'm preaching to you. I hope you hear what I'm saying. This is why some get so frustrated because you're trying to make the seed grow when the seed's on what? On infertile ground. Your job as a sower is to consistently plant the seed. Mr. Devil, help me out, brother. Preach something, say something. And then chapter 9 says what? He have ears to hear, let him hear. Okay? I learned 25, 30 years ago. You can walk into a room, to be 100 people there, and you show the plan to all 100 people. You pour your heart out, man, you cry, you do everything, you tell them about freedom, you tell them about the dream, you tell them about new cars, new travel, how they can be free from their job, and about 1/3 of the room will say, oh, that makes all the sense, I might have a few questions. And then another third will say, I don't know. Another third say, I don't even know why I came to this meeting. You did the same presentation to all of them. This is a validation that it's not you. It's the amount of seeds you plant and the ground, the mines that seed falls in, okay? And then I jump down to verse 13. It says, therefore I speak to them in parables. Now, we don't speak in parables. We're not trying to confuse about it. We are straightforward with you every night at 9 o'clock. We said, number one, you need a free account. Number two, you need to deal with your tax situation because the first 3 months out of every year you work with Uncle Sam. That's straightforward. That's not a parable. That's just fact. I've been teaching fact since 1983 when it was first taught to me. And the average person still don't understand why they should have a home-based business. We said gold is money. It's performed every single financial instrument in this country in the last 100 years. That's a fact. Okay? We're sharing facts with people. Why do some people hear and some people don't? So therefore I speak in parables. We are not speaking in parables. We're telling you straight up facts. Carabal's 9 years old. Carabal's has almost 1 million affiliates. Carabal's paid out millions and millions of dollars of commissions over the last 9 years. The gold is real. It's 24 karat. We've already been validated by Federal Express, been validated by the MasterCard. We've been validated by people all over the country who made money all over the world in 140 plus countries, already been checked out. If you're sitting at home right now still thinking about Carabal's, still want to check out Carabal's, it's not Carabal's. You're not fertile ground. That don't mean you can't become. Something could come from top, so it could come away and wash those impurities away and put in fresh minerals. You may start to think differently. I don't know. But I'm talking to the sowers tonight. You're the sowers. Your job is to plant that seed. You can water that seed with books and CDs and functions and Let's Go Weekend and drive to Gold Rocks. That's how you water and fertilize that seed you planted. You don't water and fertilize that seed you plant by calling them every day, sitting out, holding the hand, singing Kumbaya. You go plant more seed. Okay? Let's switch over to number 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Again, consider yourself blessed. I wake up every day, I give God the glory. I give God the glory because I know how such a thin thread, not just that I'm in Carabal's in, it's such a thin thread that I'm in this business on. Because in 1983, I mean, I've only been stopped like 2 times in public by anybody say, do you keep your income options open? In 1983, a guy stopped me, and it changed my life. It may have changed his a little bit too, but it radically changed mine, okay? I talked to the lady today. I hope she's on this call. She said nobody ever, she's 57. She said nobody ever talked about freedom ever in her life, 57 years old. So I consider myself lucky at 28. I'm sitting in the room with a guy at 32 started to talk about this thing called time and money, which equates to freedom. And I said, oh my God, what is this freedom thing? None of my high school teachers talked about freedom. None of my coaches talked about freedom. My parents didn't talk about freedom. My relatives didn't talk about freedom. No one I knew talked about freedom. My college professors did not talk about freedom. What is this freedom thing? And see, if you don't know freedom exists, you don't even pursue it. Go back and watch Roots and watch that last scene between Kunta Kinte and Fiddler, Lou Gossett. And Fiddler, and here was Kunta Kinte saying, Kunta got to have freedom. And Kunta running off in the woods. He didn't know where freedom was. He just had to run. So he knew freedom was not on that plantation. He knew that. Because why? Because he'd experienced freedom as a young man. He experienced freedom from birth to when he was captured, so he knew what freedom was. But Fiddler had never known freedom. And he didn't understand what Kunta Kinte was trying to run through. This is what's happening with a lot of us. We out there sowing this seed. We're sowing this word. We're sowing this dream about freedom, and we're trying to set people free who don't even realize they're enslaved. The first part of seeking freedom is to know you are enslaved. But America got people so convinced that if they let you off on Saturday and Sunday, they don't feel enslaved. That's a high level of thinking, just staring itself. And Fiddler looked at that camera, and that's how he wanted to hear me. Fiddler looked at that camera, that tear rolled down his face, and Fiddler said, what's this freedom thing, Kunta? What's this freedom thing? Because he had no idea what Kunta Kinte was running to. No idea. Okay? So let them have eyes. If you've been blessed enough to be exposed to Carabal's, man, you've been blessed. You don't know it. And you may take it for granted, but you've been blessed. Like somebody born in freedom all their life, they don't know. Like somebody born into affluence all their life, they don't know it. You got people around here complaining because the air conditioning go out. And there are people who don't have air conditioning. It's like my grandmother said to me. I heard on Miss Maxine John, I think on that freedom, on that call she played the other day, and the guy was talking about perspective. I remember one time I was 8 years old, and I came to my house in the projects, man, and somebody was teasing me. I was 8 years old, and they was teasing me in school and something about my feet were so big. And I'm coming to the house, my grandma Susie, and she always had somehow grandma always got these things they say and just mess you up. Okay, and my grandma, I'm 8 years old. I still remember this day. My grandma said to me, I was in the house complaining, my feet too big, my feet too big. My grandma said, boy, you need to shut up. There are people out there don't have any feet. What they got to do with anything? Okay, but it was perspective. Like people right now complain because they got to stay inside. Stay inside? There are people who love to have to stay inside. There are people who love to have a place to go stay inside. Like we do right now. We got to stay in a piece of this Carabar's business hard. It's hard. You inside an air-conditioned house or a heated house. You got all kinds of electronic gadgets all around you, and you can build a worldwide business over the phone and get paid. This is hard. Please. I'm not the guy to complain to. I can't feel it. Okay? I don't like to complain and say, I worked hard. Every time I say I worked hard, I think about my father in construction from the time he was a teenager to the time he retired at 60 years old, 40 years old, 5 and 6 days a week for 40 years, working construction, rain, hail, sleet, or snow, and raising 8 kids. That was hard. What I've done is a piece of cake, as far as I'm concerned. Run around and show the plan, talking to Blackboard for about 10 years, found at 40 years old, retired. And all I do right now, I'm sitting ranting, raving, talking with you guys. Man, please. I think God some got to stop me in 1983, show me this business. I thank God every day I wake up. Jim Morte, I text him probably Monday. I said, Jim, I just want to thank you one more time. See, some of you don't feel the right business. You feel like somebody got you into something. That's because you haven't worked and created benefits. You go out and make this thing happen in your life, you will love your sponsor. You'll say, man, thank you. Man, this thing changed my life. I love Jim. Thank you, Jim, for the phone call, because no one else has called me in the 9+ years of Carabar's time. You got to take a serious look at this Carabar's thing. Not one phone call, not one invitation. This thing has radically changed every aspect of my life. Man, let me go. I don't know what to say to you guys, man. I'm trying to get you to feel me. These are the things that kept me when the money wasn't coming the way I want to. Money came and then dried up when there was no money. So you understand, it's not been one straight rocket ship to freedom. It's been up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I keep going. Why? Because I truly believe when the scripture says, my dear child, above all things, I wish you prosper and be good health. I really believe that. See, some of you say you walk by faith. I said, no, you don't. You walk by sight. Walk around all scared about Rona. Rona gonna hurt you. I'm talking about the coronavirus. Rona gonna get you terrified. Okay? I thought the scripture said by his stripes you were healed. Okay? I wish above all things you prosper and be good health. It didn't say I wish above all things you get Rona and die. Okay, but see, but that's a whole nother. So let me stop. I know I'm stepping on toes already because I'm talking about scripture, but I'm just talking about me. I'm not talking about your truth. Your truth can be your truth. But see, if your truth don't serve you, you might want to evaluate your truth. My truth serves me. It served me well. And I'm just talking about my truth. I'm not talking about you. I'm not trying to convert you to anything. Okay? Number 18 says, okay, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and underneath understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catch away which was sown in his heart. Okay, that what the scripture is saying is to me in the business. I'm talking about the business. I'm talking about Carabar. You get somebody all excited, and they're excited for about a week, and somebody steal their dream. That's all. Somebody comes along and steal their dream. I'm not saying the person stole their dream is wicked. The person might be concerned about it, just took their dream from them. Okay. Yet because that person did not root himself to endure. He was designed to endure for a while. For a while. See, some people come into business. You heard a statement before. Some people come in life for a reason. Some people come for a season. Okay, some people here for a while. Don't get also when people come, people go. Man, you got no control over what people do in their life. The only thing you can control is your response. Go sponsor new people. One of the comments, there's no coming out that's received, no networking coming out there that received more negative than the Big A in the last 60 years. I mean, just negative after negative after negative after negative, and the company still got 4-5 million affiliates, 4-5 million distributors, and did 10 billion, almost $15 billion in business last year, in spite of the negative gallery. Ignore the noise, folks. As Dominic Carey says in his book, ignore the noise. Okay? That person was not rooted. So when tribulation or persecution arises, okay, that person is offended. Don't be offended. Move on. Okay? And then the last verse. But he that receives seed unto the good ground is he that heareth the word and understand it. And this person will bear fruit. And you will know the tree by the fruit it bears. And it bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30. See, this is not brain surgery we don't hear. It's all right there. You look and say, Mr. Delco gets started with a silver package, and now got 90,000 people in his organization. The fruit is on the tree. Okay? You can call Mr. Delco and tell him what you think should happen. How this, Mr. Delco, I've been in business for 3 days. I've been thinking about this thing. This is what I think should happen. This is what I think we should be doing. I mean, come on, folks. Let's get real. Well, people do it all the time. People do it all the time. Okay? People call me and say, man, you know, I like this thing. I'm going to give it some thought. I'm going to give it some thought because I really want to figure out how I want to attack this thing. And we go, I just sit there like this. Sometime in that mood where I just let them say whatever they want to say. And I say, okay, have a nice day. And I go on back talk to Val and Alex, man. And then some days I say, okay, I don't feel like this today. Hey, let me tell you something. You know, we've been doing this for a little while. We've got a pretty good idea on how it works. And you coming here trying to refigure out how it should work is like you buying a McDonald's for $1.5 million, selling McDonald's what you think ought to be done. And McDonald's look at you like you're crazy. But see, McDonald's can enforce you to do it their way. We can't. Only thing we can do is allow you to do it your way. And hopefully when you finish doing it your way, after 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or a year, you don't quit and say it don't work. Works just fine when you follow the system. It works just fine. If you understand the compensation plan, you follow the system because it is our benefit. It is to Mr. Berger's benefit, to Nisha Glassman, to Roger Williams' benefit, the Thompson twins' benefit, Bishop Sutton's benefit, to C.C. Mahomes' benefit. It's to all the leaders in the world of wealth builders to teach you what we know, because the more you succeed, the more we succeed. We don't get paid because you sign a free application, okay? We get that direct commission because you buy a package, but that won't pay a light bill. Think about it. And then the last thing I'm gonna say to anchor you into the business, so you become a professional, so that your emotions stop going up and down. Who get in, who quit, who stay in, who don't quit, all that up and down. You want to become a pro every day. You don't. I don't leave my house. I meet people every single day I leave the house. If I see somebody shop, man, they get my card. I don't leave a house without my card. I don't leave my house without my information. I'm always on point. I'm gonna tell you something else real quick. You can't always be on point if you're not on point. So how do you be on point? So you can't be on point if the business is fifth, sixth priority on your list. Why? If you're not plugged in the carabao, if you're not plugged into the power call at 10:45, if you're not plugged into a presentation at least once a day, if you're not plugged and talk to your upline, then the business is not here. If you think about something else. Now, you know how I know when people say they're not here? Because they've been in business sometime 6 months, 8 months. They say, so when is the power call? I go, they're not plugged in. Because the power call has been 10:45 every morning for 5+ years. They go, when is the next presentation? It's been 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock for the last 5-6 weeks. They're not plugged in. Tyrone, recommend a book I should read. There's 10 of them, right? 10, 12 of them on the book list right there at wealthbuildersworldwide.info. They're not plugged in. When is the next event? We just did it on Saturday. They're not plugged in. Okay? See, they're telling on themselves without knowing they're telling on themselves. Man, I'm fired up about this thing, man. So when is the next power call? Tomorrow morning, 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Watch what people say and what they do. And then the last thing I want to say is this is a credibility thing. Okay? One of the things that anchor me in understanding why everybody don't get in the business, why everybody can't hear what you're saying, because I've done sermons, I've preached this in different churches all over America on a Sunday morning. And I stay here, Matthew chapter 13, verse 54 through 15. And I joke about it. I'm going to be straight to the point now, so we can open this queue up and let people say hello who might add something they want to add. But it starts with 54. And this is a credibility thing, because there was this carpenter from Galilee that had this vision. And he started talking about saving gold. Well, he started talking about saving souls, but we're not talking about that tonight. Today we're talking about saving gold. So there's this guy from Stuttgart, Germany, who started talking about saving gold. Okay. And ironically, as he started talking about saving gold in Germany, some people listened, but some people didn't. Okay. That's another story. But let me talk about what the scripture's saying. Okay. So when he came into his own country, he taught them in the synagogue. He taught them anywhere they would listen. That's the point. Okay. He laid out a lot of wisdom things. But all these folks, they sort of grew up with him. They grew up around him. They were family, friends, relatives. People played basketball with him. People went to high school with him. People went to college with him. Okay, with you, your friends, your relatives. And you know what they say? They said, who is Rodney Berger? I met his mama. I know his wife, Cindy. Okay, who is he to drop all this wisdom on us? I know his sisters 56. I know where they came from. How does he know all this stuff? Who is this guy, Mike Dalco from Riverside, Georgia, who's built an organization of 90,000 people, made an embarrassing amount of money in this home-based business? We can't even talk about it on this live stream. We get accused of enticing people. Who is Mike and Monisha Dalco? Who do they think they are? I know them. I know their sons. Okay, I know their daughters. They can't be anything special. And they were offended that Mr. Dalco should have the success and the freedom he has. They were offended that Roger Williams should have the success and freedom. They were offended that Tadisha Glasser should enroll 500 people and not go forth to medical school like the traditional system have told her, when he got a master's degree and then declined to go to medical school to do this networking thing. Who does she think she is? Who does got Ty Best and his wife, Grace from Hampton University, both got degrees, both got good corporate jobs in corporate America, and they decide they want to sell soap? Who do they think they are? And that's going to lead them to freedom? Who are these people? Who do they think they are? And they were offended that you think that you found a better way. Everybody's going this way, and you decide to go this way to freedom. Because freedom was over here. It wasn't over there. Over there was a job. Over there was 40 hours a week. Over there was working till you 65, till you 70 years old, or till you drop dead. And over here was freedom. And we said, we're going to go against the grain, and we're going after freedom. And we found freedom for the last 25 plus years. But they were offended. And he quote, a prophet, not saying I'm a prophet, not saying Mr. Dalco's a prophet, but a prophet, they say, is somebody who can see some vision, some eyesight. I like to say, yeah, I had some vision. Because 1983, I thought a home-based business was a good idea when nobody thought it was. I thought being a CEO of your own company was a great idea when nobody thought it was. I thought saving 3 months of taxes was a good idea when very few people thought it was, because they were getting highly educated by a system that would indoctrinate them to go get a job. It says a prophet is without honor, except in his own country and his own house. Don't be offended when your family, friends, or relatives don't get excited about what you're excited about. Don't worry about it. There's nothing to be offended by. Don't take it personal. Don't get all mad with them. Love them anyway. I said love everybody, wait on no one. Don't be offended by it. The carpenter from Galilee couldn't sponsor everybody. He sponsored 12, just 12, and one of those quit. Okay, when he finally get persecuted, they said, Peter, do you know this man? I think you used to hang out with him. And he said, nah, man, I don't know that dude. I ain't never met that dude in my lifetime. Who you talking about? Peter, now you know I saw you with him at the club last week. And Peter said, no, not me. You seen somebody else. I don't know who you talking about. Peter said, Peter, now I know I saw you at the grocery somewhere with this dude at some point. I saw him preaching, and you were there right there hanging out with him, talking about amen. Peter said, I don't know what you talking about. 3 times. Anyway, that's my sermon for tonight, folks. Don't be weary and well doing. Don't worry about the people who get in, the people who quit, the people who stall and throw on the ground. Be content in your heart that you are doing what you were put here to do. See, from the time I saw this business, I understood that I was put here to do this. I'm telling you, I felt that way for, I don't care, I went 10 years, barely made any money. I was never discouraged. So I felt like I was doing what I was meant to do, and on the other side of that rainbow was a pot of gold. Okay, I felt like that. I knew it all the way down to my very core. I had that kind of belief, and I fed that belief every day, for everything I did. But watch this. He said, and he did not many mighty works there because of their what? Their unbelief. Because of their unbelief. I started out tonight by saying the first part of believing is you got to want to believe. Now, this is what I spent 45 minutes speaking to some churches on. It didn't say he couldn't. It didn't say he couldn't. It said he did not do mighty works there because of unbelief. You can share this thing with the most talented people in the world. You can share this thing with the smartest people in the world. You can share this thing with the most educated people in the world. But if they don't believe, you cannot create a miracle in their life. Okay? What Dr. Harold Sykes is giving all of us the opportunity to create a miracle in our own life and help other people create the miracle in their own life. It's been a miracle in my life. Network has been a miracle in my life. I've been free for 25 years. I got free as just leaving the corporate environment. I left 25 years ago. Okay, please. My wife left in 1987. My 35-year-old son has never applied for a job. My 20-year-old son has never applied for a job. And if God willing, okay, no one in my family will ever have a job. Ever. Grandkids, nobody. That's what I'm working towards. That's what drives me. What drives you? Okay? My mother has had a job in 23 years. Not all because of networking. I'm not trying to imply that, but it's a contributing factor. She had a job in 23 years since a long time ago. Okay, that's all. I'll leave it at that. That's what's at stake here, folks. Generational wealth for you and your family. That's what's at stake. And all we got to do is do what? Wake up every day with a positive attitude, give God the glory, and drive people every day all over this planet to go rockstar in for at 9 o'clock, drive them again at 12 o'clock. He said he did not do mighty miracles. Didn't say he couldn't. I'm here to tell you that you cannot create a miracle in somebody's life until they start to believe. That's the first step. And if they don't believe, you can't save them. Okay? That's my sermon for the night, Mr. Berger. All hearts and minds are clear. It's the only time I think I preached a sermon in 20 years of doing these calls, but I felt it was appropriate because so many folks out there right now are walking around in fear or walking around in confusion. God is not the author of confusion. He's not the author of fear. Let the fear go. Do not be confused. Mr. Delk, over to you, man. I'm done here.
I just wanted to add one teeny tiny little thing. You said it already. I just want to double up on it. I want to double down. When you talked about the parable of the sower, ladies and gentlemen, I have great news for you. Some of your seed will fall on shallow ground. And when it does, it'll look like it's going to grow. It's shallow. That seed will sprout up real quick. And they'll start running, and you'll be excited, and you'll think they're going to blow this thing up. And then a good wind will come by and blow them away. That is normal. Professional networkers do not worry about who comes and who goes. They keep planting seeds. Mr. Best, this was the best Freedom Call ever. I know there have been some great ones, everybody. This one was the best one ever. Best ever. If we listen, best one ever, because it's a networker's masterclass. Back to you, Mr. Best.
Hey, thank you, sir. Mr. Berger, anyone else want to open this queue up or however you guys want to do it? I'll add one thing to what Mr. Delco said too. That's another reason why you work Delco. See, don't work through people, work around people. You get a guy excited, he gonna sponsor 3-4 people. You better do everything in your power to go know those 3-4 people they sponsor. And then when they sponsor 3-4 people, do everything in your power to go down there and find who's the most excited out of 3 people and work with them. And then when they sponsor 3 people, go down, keep working depth. Okay? You'll be surprised how many diamonds you'll find. Not that you look, I don't know how many gold directly leads I personally sponsored. But I got a lot of them on the team, and most of them came from down in depth. So anyway, the queue is not live, Mr. Berger. If anybody got a question, anything they want to say, I do my best to help out. I appreciate you guys. I hope I didn't preach too much. I hope I didn't step on too many toes, but I wake up every morning. I'm just telling you about me. I wake up every morning, folks, and honest and the truth, I say to God be the glory every morning because this thing will humble you as this thing grows. When you plant those seeds and these things grow all around you, it will take an air of hubris that's unprecedented for you to think you did it. It will humble you. But you'll say, man, I'm working over here and this took place. I'm working over here and this took place. And how that leg growing. And I didn't know that person got in and took off. They done put 1,000 people in business. Man, you'll say, okay, I am just a sower. I planted the seed. Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Best, you want to open up the queue at this point?
Sure, we got a couple minutes. If anybody got anything they want to add or say, I'm through for the night.
Mr. Best, I
Brother Jamil Mohammed.
I have to agree with what Mr. Delco said. I agree. This is one of the best Freedom Calls in a while. I mean, they're all good, but what you shared tonight, it was an on-time word. I really believe that for a whole lot of people. So
thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, so to get into the Q&A, if you called in on the dial-in number, you're going to press *9 to raise your hand. And if you're in the queue now, you just raise your hand. I'm going to call you out, and then you have to unmute yourself. And the first leader tonight is Mr. Cloris Cox. You are live.
Good evening, Cloris. You on mute, Cloris.
You have to unmute yourself, sir. Let's see if I
Hey,
can
Mr.
see
Cox, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, try again, sir. Let's go to the next one. Wait, lower the hand. Give me a second there, Mr. Best. All right, next leader is Mr. Matthew Taylor. You are live, sir.
Yes, Mr. Best, man, this has been such a phenomenal call tonight. And it reminds me of this scripture that complements everything that you talked about. And it says in 1 John 2:19 says, they went out from us, but they did not really belong to us. For if they had belonged to us, they would have remained with us. But their going showed that none of them belonged to us. And so, there's a notion that those that go could not stay, and those that stayed could not go. And that's exactly what epitomates this business. We're sorting through people who catch the vision for such a time as this, and if they don't catch it, then they weren't meant for this, for what we're doing. And I know sometimes we get frustrated, but that's the posture and that's the position we have to have. And so, yeah, this has been definitely a phenomenal call. So I appreciate your leadership. You and Mr. Delco, you guys are phenomenal. And back to you guys.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Taylor.
All right, next leader is Danny Jane. You are live.
Hello, Mr. Best. It's Danny James here from Newfoundland, Canada, man. I'd like to thank you again for everything you do. And tonight's call again, man, is just amazing. Warms my heart to even get to meet you when I did. And just want to tell you I love you, man. Oh.
Hey, love you too, Aou, brother. Thank you. Thank you for joining us the call. And I see both people on the live stream on Facebook. Thank you, Mr. Kevin 2X Thompson, for being here. Live Team Freedom in the house. Thank you, Dr. Ron. I know you're on fire down there. Thank you very much. Of course, Finest Parkinson, Boss It Up down there. Ms. Dan Ship, good evening to you. Lena Wilson, good evening to you. Next caller.
Yes, so the next caller happens to be their birthday today. Dr. Sergio Rosell, you are live.
Dr. Sergio Rosell, the Big Boomer Leadership Award winner for Let's Go Weekend number 10. Thank you. Congratulations one more time to you, Dr. Sergio Rosell.
Thank you so much, Mr. Best. This was just a phenomenal call. I have to tip my hat to you, sir, like everyone else. I mean, what we do in this business is we sort, and when we sort, we come across that good seed, that good ground. And thank you so much for this message tonight. It's perfectly appropriate for a brand new affiliate to join tonight. And she watched the presentation that Mr. Cameron Gamble did this past Saturday. And I asked her what she liked about what she saw. And Mr. Best, she was truly the right one. You know what she said she liked about it? She said she liked getting free. She liked freedom. She's going to do something for her family. I said, you got to be on the call tonight because you're going to hear from Network Marketing Hall of Famer, Mr. Tyrone Best. He and his family have been free for decades, and none of his children have ever even applied for a job. So thank you so much for that message tonight. Thank you for allowing me to come on this platform and say a few words. And success is voluntary. You deserve it, sir. Aou.
Aou. Thank you, Dr. Rosell. I want to thank Ms. Tammy Morris for being on our live stream on Facebook as well. Good evening, Ms. Tammy Morrison. I don't know if she's available to come to queue, but good evening, Ms. Tammy Morris. Always a pleasure to see you on the call. Hey, Jim Morris, to everyone. All right, my sponsor.
All right, next we have Mr. Daniel Higgins. He is live.
Good evening, Mr. Higgins.
Hello, Mr. Best. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. This is definitely one of the best freedom calls. As I was sorting through people today, it was kind of funny. It's exactly what you illustrated. Some people are like, hey, give me that information immediately. And some people are like, hey, you need to spell check what you're sending out. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and get sorting. So, Aou to everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Delco.
Oh, God.
The whole family. Oh. Yeah.
See, sometimes you talking about making $1 million, they talking about spell check your sentence. Man, no, have mercy. Oh, okay.
Okay, next leader, Mr. Corbin Thompson. You are live, sir.
Hello, Mr. Best. Wow, what an amazing call. I mean, I think everyone on this call needed that. I definitely needed it. Things that were in my heart that I felt all along. You just put it into words. You just painted a great picture there. I want to thank you. So glad that I had the opportunity to see this business, see the vision, and get a chance to actually meet you when I did. And you know, God leads you, and He brings people into your life. You just got to be willing to see the messenger and hear the message. So, I'm out. Oh, I also want to welcome a new member to the team, Mr. Michael Johnson. I believe he is listening in on the call. And just want to welcome you to the team. I will do it officially on the power call tomorrow.
Hey,
I'm out.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Thank you very much. Next caller, you're live. Hey, Mr. Greg Steele.
Hang on, Mr. Beth. All right, there we go. This is the phone number, 601-896. You're live.
Good evening, Mr. Best. Glenn Perkins out of Jackson, Mississippi. Phenomenal call tonight. Always listening. Like I said, this is probably one of the best calls for the week for me. I always have to get the Freedom Call with Mr. Best. So thank you. And one thing that you did mention that I caught, that you got to stay around for the harvest. You know, I don't know that, and that's my intention, to stay around for the harvest. Thank you. Have a great night. Oh.
Hey, thank you and happy belated birthday. Mr. Perkins, I believe your birthday was yesterday.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, happy belated birthday to you.
And Mr. Beth, if I may add a quick comment from what you shared. Aren't you glad that the guy from Galilee, he didn't get emotional and quit when nothing worked for him?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought about it while Mr. Perkins was talking. You know, what if all those people who didn't believe, he goes, I'm done with them.
I'm done with
He
this.
didn't.
I'm done with this. And then he had to
Sonia Anthony, you online.
Hey, Sonia Anthony.
Good evening, Mr. Best. Thank you so much for such an amazing call. I really appreciate you. I look so forward to this call every week. And I just, wow, planting seeds. You know, they say we share with everybody, and we do. Those that get it, get it. And in this time, so many more are coming back that kind of ignored you the first time, or they paid attention, they were on your streams and different things, but they're showing up. So keep planting seeds, everybody. Keep getting more gold. People need us. So definitely do what we're doing. Have a great day, sir.
Hey, thank you, Ms. Anthony. Thank you very much. Next caller, you're live.
All right, the next one is a phone number 706. Oh, my screen looks like it's small. 706206, I believe it is. You're live.
Greetings. Greetings. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Greetings.
Greetings. Good evening. Welcome to the call. We just lost you. She said greetings, she said hello. That's it. Next caller.
All right. Next leader is Larry Wiggins Bay. You are live, sir.
Good evening, cuz.
Hey, what's going on, cuz? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, man.
Mr. Berger. Hey, look, so Mr. Best, I was on a call earlier, and I know a lot of people are probably still hearing this and getting this question. Can you just address, like, what's the price difference, the price comparison with Care Bars? Why are we just killing the market right now?
I would say, see, I never get into price discussion with people. Every time somebody I talk about a price, I said the best price is free. Carabas
Right.
put you in a position to get all your gold for free. No one has a free gold program. We do. They go, oh, what do you mean? I said, plug into the presentation and check it out. You'll see how you can put yourself in a position to get gold for free every single month. That's the best price in town. Okay? And we know for a fact that we're more than competitive, if not the best price already, the best quality, and the best assurance you're going to get real gold, not whatever else anybody else may be marketing. Our track record is proven. But I very seldom, guys, really truly get into a price conversation with anybody because I'm going to drive them on the dream, the dream, the dream. If they talk to me about the price of a gram of gold, I say, you don't understand what we're all about. Okay? We talking about freedom. You talking about the price of a gram of gold. If our gold was $10 more and it would put me in a position to get it free, I'm going after freedom. I'm not going after 10 grams of gold. But that's not the case. We have the most competitive price of gold in the marketplace, and I know it. Why? Because I got a bunch of free gold this week. So please, man. Okay, that's why I answer that. Okay, and then I'm moving on. Because by the way, I can't think of any person yet where I've gotten to I say maybe 5-6 years ago, we got into a couple conversations like that. And I don't think any of those people ever got in Carabas, they're still not in. Okay. That person that you showed them a picture for freedom and financial independence and how to make $1 million, and they tell me the price of a gram of gold. That's not the person. That's infertile ground. You don't say that. You be nice in that though, Mr. Bay. But I know you might tell. I have to tell you. You might tell them. You don't play around. You tell them like it is. You might tell them. But it's the truth. Okay, you sure let a guy, you tell a guy $1 million opportunity, and he talking about your grammar. He talking about you misspelled a word on your Facebook post. Man, I just misspelled one day. I said something about guys, I forgot what, anyway, I went back and edited when I read it. I said, oh God, I do it all the time. I go back and fix it. So what? If a person missed a dream because they're concerned about some minute issue, that person's gonna find another reason not to do it anyway. So anyway, I hope that answers the question. I know Mr. Delco might have something to add, but I don't really get into many price conversations. I really don't. Okay. So if they do, I can show them how to get it for free. 2 things gonna do with price and time. And I nail those 2 things. They're so easy. People say I don't have any time. I said, I know you don't. That's why I called you. Okay. Nobody has free time. Everybody uses 24 hours a day, every single day. Next caller, Mr. Berg. I can go off on that question, Mr. Berg. I'm telling you.
I had a guy tell me today he doesn't need physical gold. He trades on the market with it. I heard that one today. Crazy.
Right. And see, my quick response again, man, I know you're doing well. You come, man, you're doing rolling. Do you know anybody who might need some money? See, that, when you switch the thought from them saying, everybody think about themselves. I know, man, you good. I saw that 750 BMW driving, man. You rolling, brother. You rolling. You good. But let me ask you what. Do you have any relatives or anybody you know could use some more money? Oh, yeah, well, I hadn't thought about them. Hey, man, maybe it's for them. Maybe it's for them. May not be for you. It might be for them. You might be the conduit that will get them involved. You ever thought about that? Man, you might want to look at this. That's all. I mean, the biggest challenge, like what I said earlier, the slave, you can't lead a slave to freedom if they don't know they're enslaved. God. Okay? It's hard to get a non-dreamer to dream. And it's hard to get a non-doer to do. Okay? You find a guy said, man, I'm talking to my uncle, he ain't had a job in 3 years. Man, he's gonna be my #1 prospect. I said, no, now he's gonna be your #1 disappointment. Why? Because your uncle hasn't had a job in 3 years, so your uncle has not wanted a job in 3 years. Okay? I don't mean to step on toes, but you know. Some of us don't realize this. Sometimes we want it so badly for people, we want it more for them than they want it for themselves. 37 years, folks, I'm telling you, I haven't saved anybody yet that don't want to save themselves. You hear me 1,000 times. I don't take credit for the Delco's success in this business or the Hollands. I mean, they way down in Houston, Texas, tearing this thing up. Dr. David and Rhonda Hollins tearing this smoking down there, man. That team's on fire, rolling. Man, look, I said the same thing to them. I said to Mr. Dalco, to Kevin Thompson, to Rodney Roach. I said the same thing to everybody. I say the same thing to everybody. You've been around for a while, go back and listen. Same thing to everybody. Some people get it, some people don't. Hey, Fred Gapster.
Would you like to continue, sir, with the queue?
Can we get one more time? It's 11 o'clock? Well,
yeah, a little after. We have Mr. Eric Teray Muhammad.
Let's get Mr. Eric Teray. We'll close out with him. Yes, sir. Got to get Brother Teray. For those who don't know, Eric Teray Muhammad, the son of Kwame Teray, also known as Stokely Carmichael, a forerunner leader for the cause for the civil rights movement, founder of Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. Okay. And for those who don't know, Google that name, Stokely Carmichael, and find out who you're about to hear from and who you're about to listen to, and understand the caliber and the credibility of people who are joining the world of Karabars. And this man is a living legend for real. Good evening, Mr. Eric Teray Muhammad.
Ready for revolution. Good evening to you, Mr. Best and family. How's everyone?
Everyone is wonderful and the revolution is necessary, my brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Best, God knew what he was doing when he gave you that family name. You know, and we're just grateful and thankful for what the nuggets and jewels you dropped on us this evening. You validated for me what I've said to many, that networking in itself is a faith tradition, is a faith walk. And everything, if you look at every revealed religion, you take the same process. Somebody had to invite you to the faith. Somebody had to encourage you to study. Somebody had to lead you to questions and victories that you could not have seen before. Someone walked with you and shared miracles. And that's exactly what this is. This is exactly what it is. That's why it's such a level playing field, because it doesn't matter about the faith tradition. It doesn't matter about the political acumen. It doesn't matter about the socio-economic concerns overall. I know when we control the economy in our own home, it don't matter who the president is, governor, mayor, none of that matters. We're head of state of our household. And I want to thank you for sharing these jewels with us, and you and Mr. Dalco and Mr. Berg and other leaders that allowed me to enjoy my exclusive points stimulus package today. So thank you. We're still counting it. Ahu.
Ahu, thank you. Thank you, Brother Muhammad. And I'm telling you, that Karabah stimulus package was something else, man. Well, they still planning in Washington, D.C. We got folks all around the world that got it today. So anyway, thank you very much. Mr. Dalco, you want to add anything else this evening?
No, sir, nothing for me, Mr. Best. Great call.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I want to thank everybody one more time. And I want to end with two things, two thoughts, just two thoughts, food for thought. The first one is, you are the messenger. You are not the message. Don't let anyone you're sharing it with try to make you the message. Say, you don't have the right car, you don't have the right clothes, you don't have the right sentence structure, you don't have the right diction, you don't have the right look, you don't have the right ethnicity. You are the message. You are, watch this, the messenger. You are not the message. Get that straight. You don't have to try to impress anybody or over impress anybody. You are the messenger. Share it with them. Every time they ask you about you, you got to learn to deflect that to someone else. Deflect it to Mr. Delco. Deflect it to Brother to Ramon. Deflect it to Rodney Berger. Deflect it to Roger. Deflect it to somebody else on your team. And through them with that person. Deflect that thing away from you. I'm just a messenger here. The message is Karabars International and the support you're gonna get from this team called Wealth Builders Worldwide. And then the last thing I want to ask you to encourage you. When somebody in this business does you wrong, or what you say you've been persecuted, or you've been somehow hurt by your upline or crossline, or by a person you thought was, folks, I gotta encourage you to read and grow beyond that. And remember one other little verse, just one other little verse, okay? As this person sat on the cross and said what? Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Okay? If this person who chronicle as healing, helping lepers get well, blind people see, walked on water, all that stuff could be persecuted, who are you to think you're going to escape persecution? So when somebody do you wrong, don't get all bent out of shape for 2-3 weeks and get off your game. Just say, forgive them, for they know not what they do, and move on. Because the minute you get caught up in that negative, you're going to walk past a dreamer. You're going to walk past somebody that was praying to run across you. So dream big and don't let anybody steal your dream. See you tomorrow morning, 10:45. Oh, thank you, Mr. Berger, man. Let me get some music if I can. I'd appreciate it. Thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody, Carrie, the currency doctor, Esther Scott. Thank you, Reverend Scott, Dan Shilp, Janine Hunter, Sharon Vicks, Marie Stafford. Thank you guys for